Let's hear you sing the alphabet.
A, B, C, D.
You might not know this, but you can thank this guy for teaching you your ABCs.
My name is Jim Henson, and I'm a puppeteer.
Jim Henson?
He was the most prolific puppeteer of all time.
My dad never really wanted to be a children's entertainer. But the whole industry was trying to say, Jim, stay there in preschool, because that's where you belong. And he just wouldn't take it.
Jim Henson brought together an all-star team to create a film that would showcase his creations for an older audience. The film was called Labyrinth. Think 80s, eyeliner, and illusions. And it was the biggest box office failure of Jim's career. So why, 30 years later, is it a major cult classic?
As a puppeteer, you have to learn to focus your whole performance through your hand.
My dad, Jim Henson, he held children's entertainment in high esteem, but that was exactly what was making him bristle, was that people would look at his Muppets and they'd say, that's so cute. I bet kids love that.
Jim Henson wanted you to know his work wasn't just for kids.
Labyrinth is by far the biggest project I've seen from you. True enough?
It's one of the biggest things we've tried to do.
Bringing in George Lucas and Terry Jones and David Bowie, these very big, heavy-hitting talent, was something he was excited about at that point, which he hadn't really done before that.
The movie follows Jennifer Connelly's character Sarah through an enchanted labyrinth to rescue her brother from the Goblin King, played by David Bowie. And she finds friends along the way.
Did you say hello?
No, I said hello, but that's close enough.
One of them is named Hoggle.
I played Hoggle. The plan was not for me to voice the character. So, you know, it's one of the worst kind of British accents ever done.
I said, where is it?
Where is what?
The door.
What door?
Jim's Creature Shop would innovate in big ways. Most Muppets had 1 or 2 puppeteers behind them. But in Labyrinth, some characters had 8 or 9 puppeteers working together to make one character's seamless performance.
It was so technically complicated that we all had to think as one.
Hoggle was a complex character. He had 4 puppeteers, motors in his face, and an actress named Sherry Weiser inside the outfit.
And she was 3 foot 2 inches tall. So Sherry's face is inside Hoggle's mouth, all painted black so that hopefully you can't see her in there. But she couldn't see anything unless the mouth was open. And because of that, that's why Hoggle makes all the crazy sounds that he makes. Like, he's always going, he's always like talking to himself. But the truth is, if he didn't do that, Hoggle would keep walking into trees.
The work that the Creature Shop was able to pull off impressed the entire industry. But that wasn't enough to make it a success.
I never really got to fully understand why the movie wasn't successful.
The budget of Labyrinth was $25 million, and it only ended up earning half of that in the box office. The movie was quickly pulled from theaters.
It hit my dad real hard.
This was Jim's last feature film that he directed before he died 4 years after the film premiered. But after his death, a cult-like following started to grow around his fantasy 80s musical.
Interestingly, I believe the movie made more money every year than the year it was released in the theaters. So the movie just got more and more and more popular and successful. My dad would have gone, well, I knew that Labyrinth was going to work. Of course it would, eventually.
So my question for you is, are puppets just for kids?
No. Puppets are not just for kids. The puppets are for the kid in all of us. The audience has no baggage when they're watching puppets. They can't make all their assumptions by their accent and age and the color of their skin, which is really important, because if you can talk to an adult and get past all the assumptions, and you can tell them powerful stuff about themselves and they won't get mad at you.